Bravo!
Before I start with the main theme of this video, I would like to thank you all for the support that you've given all of us. Now, I'm going to divide the entire content that we create on Chew and Chug into two. One is from y'all. Basically, you guys choose what kind of content that we should be creating. It could be anything from reviews to doing the best of a particular city, or it could also just be a tutorial like this one. And the other one is going to be a video that we choose to do that will probably interest us. Now, this video is for anyone who wants to shoot food videos or learn how to make food videos as a hobby or even as a profession. Maybe even you're a restaurateur and you want to know how to promote your food. So then pay attention to this video, because maybe, just maybe, I could help you in some way. So when we're shooting a video which is around food, three things still fundamentally make the same difference. One, the story. No story, nothing to shoot. So you have to have a story, you need to have a concept, and you have to know how you're going to shoot, what you're going to shoot. Two is the visual aspects. We're talking about how the clips are going to be, what is the subject that we're going to shoot, how is the lighting going to be, what is the general vibe and colors that we're going to showcase. Three is the audio. The experience of any food is accentuated by the sounds that one can hear. And apart from that, it's the background music that makes sure that the video is interesting in itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the burger video to try and explain these three aspects of making the food video, and hopefully, just hopefully, it'll help you in some way. So a story has the start, the middle, and the end. Basically, the flow of the entire video can be understood using these. Now, in the case of a burger video, there are so many elements that are there to be covered, from the meat to the vegetables to the making of the entire thing. So we can obviously think about how the entire flow has to go. Now, we also have to think about what has to be communicated. Now, burger also has the elements like freshness from the vegetables to the meaty, the chewy, and the other flavors and textures that one could probably think of from the meat, the buns, the sauces, the entire gamut, right? Because this is a wholesome bite and because there are a lot of elements to this, you have to think about what you're going to communicate and how you're going to communicate this. Now, what is our start? In our case, it is something to do with the meat or the vegetables, because primarily you want to get this out first. You want to get people hooked on to your video as soon as possible and not delay with the entire process, right? In my case, I've decided to start with the vegetables because I believe that, freshness can be communicated in the way that I've communicated using water, and there's a lot of splash and whatnot, so this would add a little bit of jazz. So what this would do is this would communicate a lot more interest and intrigue, hopefully, that is generated with the viewer who's watching this, and also the sounds are very, very interesting. So hopefully this would be something that the viewer would be glued to. But in your case, you can go ahead and start with either the meat or the vegetables or anything else that you can think of that makes logical sense to your flow. So when we talk about middle in the burger video, it basically is the process of making the burger, right? Like from cooking to chopping and maybe even like marinades and things like that, right? Then comes the end, which is basically the layering of the burgers, right? In our case, or it could just be that final hero shot, right? Which just showcases the burger in its glory, and that's what we want to showcase. And this would therefore mean that there's a logical flow with the start, middle, and end, and therefore you have a story, which also therefore means that because you have a framework, now you can think about the concept in terms of, is this going to be a dynamic video? Is this going to have elements like time lapse, stop motion, and are we going to incorporate other things like VFX? All of these can be thought of now because you've finally got the flow right. The next aspect to the story is how are you going to showcase this? What I'm basically trying to say is, how are you going to edit this? Is this going to be simple and clean? Is this going to be a little more dynamic? Is it going to be a lot of jazz with the transitions? Or is there going to be something else that we would add to this, right? Also, one thing to note is you have to be sure of what kind of video you're trying to shoot, right? It could be like a recipe video, it could be like a review video. So the flow could vary. So in this case, in this particular case that I'm talking about, the burger case for the tutorial, I've chosen this format so that it's a lot more easier for me to showcase the different styles that one could shoot. And also the flow is very simple, right? With just making a burger. So it'll be easier for me to explain and hopefully easier for you guys to get it. Now that you've understood what the story and the flow of the video is going to be and the concept as well, it's time to shoot the actual thing, right? Now you have to think about the clips that will make the entire framework, which will go well with flow. You'll have to think about the angles to do the most justice in terms of making it a very effective shot so that people can see what is actually happening in it and their attention is on the subject for the particular clip. And also, more importantly, you'll also think about the lighting and the vibe that you're going to give, right? Like, for example, Burger emits a lot of warmth. This is not something that is cold. So you'll have to think about like a style that works well with warmth. So having said all of these, we have to start with how do we get the people's attention to the subject. Now we have to think about motion, right? Whenever you see something moving, your attention is probably at the hand, at something that is moving in the entire frame. And in our case, in the burger case, that's probably the reason why I have like mushrooms coming at you and falling into the pan, or even the onions rotating and spinning at whatever place, and the camera moving in or moving out of the shot. All of these are aspects of dynamism just to make sure that the user or the viewer is glued to the video. Important elements to the visual aspects are the camera and the lighting. Just take this for example. Say the clip was overlit or underlit, or say the camera settings were such that you were overexposed or underexposed. There would be a lot of information that could be lost, right? See, when we played around with this clip, what happens? That's exactly why you have to make sure that the camera settings and the lighting go well with what you're trying to achieve. So make sure that the subject is well lit and the camera has the right settings on. When I say the settings, I'm talking about the focus, I'm talking about the ISO and all those other technical stuff that you ought to know. Or if you don't know, I thought I just put it on auto, man. Like, I'm sure your mobile phone camera can handle this. You don't have to worry about that. In which case, you just have to worry about the lighting. Make sure that you don't overlight or underlight any of the clips, right? So in which case, we shall go on to the next thing. Imagine you had the subject, in our case, the spinning onion in the burger video, and the spinning onion was out of focus. Now, where would your focus be? I mean, would you want to watch the video after that? Obviously not. So make sure that the focus is on the subject so that the viewer's attention is glued to the subject and wants to watch more. Now, the next thing that we're going to talk about is the angle of the camera, right? From which the entire clip is shot. Just imagine if the bacon shot was shot in any other angle except for the top angle. Chances are that it wouldn't be as effective and it wouldn't be as interesting to showcase the kind of transition that happens from bacon which is not cooked to a bacon that is cooked when it undergoes the entire process, and you know that there's a visible decrease in the size of the bacon. Just imagine we had to do this in any other angle. We just wouldn't work as effectively, right? And now you're like, bro, you have all this fancy equipment from your camera, there's lighting and whatnot. Like, I only have a mobile phone. Like, what can I do? Don't worry, I got you. Sunlight is the best source of lighting, right? Just don't use it directly, use indirect. What I mean to say is basically make sure that you don't see any direct rays of sunshine falling on your subject. Instead, if it's just bouncing off some wall or whatever, or you're already in shade but there's enough light for you to shoot, that is more than enough. If you want to see me make a video using just the mobile phone and the sunlight, showcasing you how to shoot this, go ahead and leave a comment below and I will make this happen. The next equally important aspect of making a video is the audio. I mean, just imagine how much of an experiential difference it's there when you have the right kind of audio with the video. Now, just watch this clip without the audio. It just isn't the same, is it? There are two things to take care of when we're talking about the audio aspects. One is the Foley sounds. Foley sounds are all those sounds that you would hear which are associated with the food or maybe the environment. Like, for example, we're talking about sizzles, we're talking about the chopping, all those sounds that you can hear. Now, Foley sounds are one of the most useful tools one could use to accentuate the entire experience of the video, and the right kind of Foley sounds used at the right time would just make the world of a difference. Yes, so use Foley sounds. Second is the background music. Just imagine a video without any background music. It would just be a dull video, right? I mean, the entire vibe and the flow might not necessarily just be the same as we'd like it to be. That's why the background music is required to keep the entire video interesting and even define the kind of vibe that the entire video could have. Having said that, imagine a video with just the background music and no holy sound. Now watch this clip which has both Foley sound and background music. It's a world of a difference, right? That's exactly what I mean. See, you need this. We need this. Hope you guys got some useful info from this video. Just go out there and practice. And if you're going to shoot the video indoors using your house lights and your mobile phone, chances are there's going to be a lot of flicker when you use slow motion. And it's not because your camera is faulty or the lights are faulty. It's just that there's a mismatch between both their frequencies and therefore there's a flicker. And don't worry about it, just go ahead and practice nonetheless. If you would like me to go through your videos that you shot, go ahead and share them with me. My email is mentioned in the description below. And as always, thank you for your support. Do leave a comment below about what you think about this tutorial, or if there's something else that you'd like me to cover. Glad to help. And do leave a comment about whatever you want me to cover in the future as well. And until next time, keep chewing and chugging, you lovely people. Hell yeah!